Recording? Okay, good, good. Okay, I hope this works out okay. I know the lighting's a little weird. It's late at night, and I've got in the background, I'm not sure if you can see the white screen, I'm uploading a video to Brizzy Comics, the last video of Gabe. I had a really crappy day. I was really looking forward to this really cool guy that I'd met at an open house coming and doing some hypnosis. And he was a brilliant subject. I hypnotized him at the open house, and he was just fantastic. And I was really looking forward to it. I mean, I got all excited, and I built this whole routine around him, and we're chatting on Facebook. And he never showed, for whatever reason. He forgot or didn't feel like it, or something came up, or, who knows. So I thought, okay, best way to make a yucky day better is to talk about something cool or share something happy with you. And I thought about back when I was in junior high school. This is back in the 80s. This is back in the earlier 80s. 80, 81, and 82. Long time ago. One of the things that we had to do as junior high school students, and this is right about the time I started to realize who I was, and I started to have the feelings that, that I'm gay. And the other kids are like, oh my God, check out that hot blonde on the other side of the classroom, and everyone else is looking at Nicole, and I'm looking at Gerald, something is up. So I loved to throw myself into the comic books and everything, and I got so much out of them, and I loved them, and it was a wonderful escape, and it also got me all kinds of energy and excitement towards what I wanted to do with my life as an illustrator and a cartoonist and creator and a writer and things like this. Well, Wednesday mornings in junior high school, we had a required study hall. Now, there were some study halls that you didn't have to go to. I mean, if you, had another thing to do, if you had an extracurricular activity or whatever, you didn't have to go to study hall. But Wednesday morning, first hour, you had to go to study hall. I don't know why this was, but it was. Now, I was one of these kids that always did my homework. I mean, I came home, did my paper route, bam, went right into the homework. Not because I was such a bookworm, but because I hated it and I wanted it out of my life. And as a result, it was just automatic. Do the homework, do the homework, do the homework. And so Wednesday morning, I never had any homework to do. I never left anything for first hour study hall on Wednesday. I just didn't. But one of the things I was doing was, amongst all the comics I was buying these wonderful blue ribbon digests, these little DC comic, they were reprints mostly. Some of them had new stories, but they were reprints of older stories, and I loved them. Oh, this was such a good one. Oh my God, retelling the origin of the Justice Society of America. In 1940s heroes, they never told how they got together until the 70s. Joe Staton did the art for that. God, it was a beautiful piece of work. First Legion of Superhero story I ever read. Oh my God, where Colossal Boy's parents get turned into glass. Oh, the Colossal Failure, I think it was called Colossal Boy's Colossal Failure or something, and it had a framework story with Carmen Infantino's artwork in it. The Metal Men, oh my God, this was such a good story about being true to yourself and believing in yourself and, just keep going and you'll beat the villains and things like this. And we had wonderful things like The Brave and the Bold, and there were characters I'd never heard of until I read them in these digests, like The Shining Knight, and they actually had stories of Robin Hood. I think the Challengers of the Unknown are in this too. Anyway, that's a good one. Oh, some of these are great. Look at that, Superman versus Kryptonite. In this one, there were all stories about Superman battling Kryptonite, and there was a story about all the different kinds of Kryptonite. The green, red, gold, blue, white, and jewel Kryptonite. If you know the secret of jewel Kryptonite, I'll give you brownie points if you comment about it. So anyway, what I would do is I would bring my Blue Ribbon Digests to first hour Wednesday morning study hall, and I would just read them because you can slip them right in your folder and away you go. Now, on the other side of the room was this kid who was a complete jackass. One of the kids that, used racial slurs and pushed kids around and called them fags and things like this. And his name was Tracy. I called him Tracy Lips. He had massive lips. You know the thing you used to do in kindergarten to make each other laugh? You do the thing like this. Okay, his lips really looked like that, okay? And I'm not being racist. He was as white as I am, but the kid had lips like a baboon. One of those hideous pubic hair mustaches that never grew out, and he would never shave, and he had the Farrah Fawcett parted hair feathered on the side. It was just a terrible thing to see. And he lived to ridicule other people. And I remember a time I'm sitting there reading one of my Blue Ribbon Digests, not bothering anybody, and he's on the other side of the room, and the teacher was out. And he starts getting the other kids around him, the other bullies around him, is like, hey, look at a hind over there. Yeah, that's another thing. You can really tell an asshole in junior high school when they won't call you by your first name. They only call you by your last name. You're Brown or you're Smith, or in my case, a Hearn, but it was a hind. Look at the hind, eh? And he got them all laughing about me reading these little comic books. And he said, look at a hind reading that baby book. Hey, a hind, who's winning? The SuperFriends? And got everyone laughing, and then people sitting next to me would kind of scoot aside and things like this, and it sucked. I mean, this guy was teasing me and making fun out of me for doing what? I mean, this is who I was. Everyone knew I was an artist. Everyone knew I drew comic books, for myself and my friends, and even for my mom. I drew one about her cat, for God's sakes. And yet, any chance to ridicule, they would grab it. And these kind of things really burn you when you're a kid, because what do? I mean, you just feel bad, you feel embarrassed, you feel humiliated, you feel angry, and it's a terrible thing. So, here's something. I just bore it, and I went with it, and it blew over, and in a little while he was ridiculing somebody else. That's not the point of the story. The point of the story is, I didn't stop bringing the Blue Ribbon Digest to school. I didn't stop reading them. I didn't stop enjoying them. I didn't stop buying them. And I didn't let Tracy Lips and his knuckle-dragging group of friends, small-minded little idiots, the fellow with brains the size of a chickpea, keep me from that part of myself. Okay? 5 years later, I was beginning my career in art college, guiding me down that wonderful trail to create these on my own. That same year, Tracy Lips was serving time in prison for breaking and entering. I guess the SuperFriends got him. Living well is not the best revenge. Being yourself is. Be true to yourself, and don't let any of the idiots scare you away. Don't give in, and don't yield to them. Take care.